I would say that overall, like, I prefer Applebee's to, like, I hate Chili's.
Yeah.
I don't like
all
Chili's.
of my Chili's experiences have been subpar.
Their food's not good.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's pretty similar to Applebee's, but I just think their food's not good. And, like, Olive Garden is, like, nice, but usually when I go to Olive Garden, I'm
pasta.
like...
It's
and
heavy.
it's very filling.
Yeah. It's not something you can go to, like, frequently.
Yeah, but I think Applebee's in terms of, like, a sit-down, but not, like, too fancy restaurant, like a chain restaurant, would rank pretty high. And maybe at one point we should rank... mid-range food chains.
Maybe we should go eat at mid-range food restaurants.
Like, we could do, like, an Olive Garden, Applebee's, Red Lobster.
Some of those mid-level ones.
Yeah.
If there's TGI Fridays.
Right.
You know, kind of see how we feel.
Get those mid-level. But, yeah, I think Applebee's would rank pretty high for me.
All right. You know, I'm going to hold you to it. I think that should be on our bucket list for 2025 episodes. You should keep that in mind. And then periodically... And the thing is, we don't even have to go to them all in one go. We just got to go to them.
No, we just go to one and then you rank them. And then...
You know, rate the experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You know
I think that's an option. Because, like, usually when we're together, we go out to eat anyway. So
that's true. We do eat
hit
something.
Up the local...
Hit up the local places. You got Applebee's near you. You know,
I do have Applebee's. And I have Olive Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess we gotta see, maybe we should see if places have specials, like a special thing going on, and like do their some type of special part.
Yeah, because sometimes they do like certain nights of the week or like weekends, they'll do like these like specialty things.
Yeah, because we went, they were having half off apps and like half off certain drinks, but the drinks were not any of the ones that I wanted. So I did get the half off apps, but the drink I paid. Yeah,
I think because then we could rank it based off like food, overall experience, price for what you get for your money, like
how the whole thing went. Because sometimes it's like the food could be good, but the experience is
like if you get like a shitty waiter who's like
or just slow. It takes an hour to get you your food.
I think we could be onto something.
I think so.
Welcome. Are we recording?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure we were recording it. I was like, are we waiting to record? Welcome. This is Research Rank Repeat. I am one of your co-hosts, Alyssa.
This is co-host Hannah.
And today we've got a fun, special new episode of a concept we wanted to try out.
Yeah. This is sort of a concept we came up with live on air, another podcast episode.
We did, yes.
Recently as of when this has begun.
Right.
And yeah, it's something different. We haven't really done something like this before.
Yeah, not in this particular way, the way we're going to do it.
And you know what a Midwesterner loves?
A sit-down restaurant.
Yeah, like a mid-tier sit-down restaurant.
Yeah.
Think Applebee's, Olive Garden.
Yeah. Red Lobster.
Chili's.
Yeah. TGI Fridays.
Take your pick.
But we just wanted to try to go to some of these mid-tier, like not quite fast food, not quite a diner, not fancy like Applebee's.
Yeah.
But somewhere in the middle, like reasonably priced, sit-down restaurant, but that like could be considered fancy in your hometown.
Yeah. Yeah, the staple, the places you go to in your hometown, depending on where your hometown is. The places you go, though, where it's like, you might see your next door neighbor, Jim. You might see your Aunt Sal.
Might see your 5th grade English teacher, your teachers.
You could see anyone. And you don't have to spend an arm and a leg.
That's true. To do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we thought, why not go to some of these restaurants?
Yeah, try them out. See how it goes. So the way we're doing this, and we'll just tell you now, is that we are going to be recording each restaurant separately.
Yeah.
So we are going to be recording as we go. So this is going to be a couple months long episode. And we'll give you the dates of when we go to these restaurants. You can kind of track to see when we've gone throughout the year. Like, I don't expect this to come out until maybe summer of 2025 is where I'm thinking it's going to be. It's still 2024 when we're recording this.
Yeah. we kind of talked about too, like how we want to do this. So
yes,
how we want to rank, and I think we're kind of at the conclusion that we want to rank the whole of it. So
the whole experience.
The experience you have when you're there, maybe the amount of time you have to wait, the price you pay for the food you get.
Right.
The food itself.
Yeah, the ambiance.
Yeah, the ambiance, the feel when you're in there, like all of it
Full
is being
experience.
all of it is being considered for our rankings.
The other thing we're keeping consistent is that we are picking one special like item from a specials menu. So that in this case, the first episode it was a drink special, but it could be anything like appetizer special, like some type of special for that restaurant.
Right.
Just to try something that's considered like a specialty item.
Yeah. Yeah. So we went to our first restaurant.
And they did not have rats.
They didn't have rats. They also were not fancy like.
No.
But you know what they do have? They are eating good in that neighborhood.
They are eating good in the neighborhood.
We went to Applebee's.
We did go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
I think it was on this podcast, and probably when we got to this discussion, that I had gone to Applebee's for the first time recently in like years.
Yes.
Like I genuinely, we were thinking about it now, or we're like, the last time I think I went to Applebee's was when I was either in high school or college. Like it'd been a long time.
Yeah, I've been a couple of times recently. So this was not a new location for either one of us.
No.
But yeah.
We never went growing up. Like we were never like an Applebee's family.
Which I found out why.
You did.
I did some background.
Did you do some...
Do you want to take a guess on when the first Applebee's in Michigan opened?
1998.
2015.
Really?
2015.
Wow.
Which is why we never went to Applebee's growing up.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
2015?
That's what I found. Multiple articles.
But I was aware of Applebee's.
Well.
And
I remember seeing Applebee's like when we would go to Ohio.
Yeah, we go on trips.
So maybe
like
that's
Indiana,
why.
Ohio. Maybe we just saw them in like...
No, the first location opened in 2015.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
For like a national chain?
Yes. Which explains why we both were like, we never really went to Applebee's growing up. That explains why.
It kind of does.
It wasn't there.
We really would have only gone to it on trips, and that's it. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get some more background in.
Okay. So maybe when because I have a memory of me and Hannah and our mom going to Applebee's. So maybe it was after 2015 then, because I'm pretty sure we were in Michigan.
Yeah.
So it must have been and which sounds about right. That's about when I thought it would have been, was around that time.
Yeah. So Applebee's was founded in 1980. By Bill and T.J. Palmer, who I believe are brothers.
Okay.
With a vision to create a restaurant that has a neighborhood pub feel to it and could offer friendly service along with quality fare at a lower price than most of their competitors.
Okay.
So, originally they wanted to call it Applebee.
Applebee?
Appleby.
Okay, I hate that.
Was the first name choice, but apparently that name was already registered.
Okay.
Then they considered Cinnamons, and they also considered Peppers as the name.
Okay, so like Cinnabon, Cinnamons.
Just Cinnamons, and then Peppers.
Okay.
And they landed on Applebee's. So the first location opened on November 19th, 1980 in Decatur. She's in Decatur. Decatur, Georgia.
Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Not sure.
Yeah.
So in 1989, 9 years after, the 100th restaurant was opened in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
And in the 1990s, it became one of the largest sit-down chains in the United States. By 1998, it had opened 1,000 restaurants.
It was still not in Michigan.
Still not in Michigan.
Jesus.
And as of December 2019, there were 1,787 restaurants in 15 countries. So it is a global...
I wonder why they just never were in
I don't know.
Michigan. Because I swear they must have been in Ohio,
yeah,
Indiana.
I'm not sure.
Illinois.
I was a bit shocked by that, but I checked multiple articles and it said the same thing.
Okay.
So in 2024, there was an announcement that they're exploring an Applebee's IHOP dual branded restaurant, as they have tried this out in other countries and it has had some success towards the beginning.
Okay.
Like I said, Michigan's first Applebee's opened in 2015.
Do you know where?
It was on 8 Mile. I'm not really sure what city, because 8 Mile goes very
far
around.
Okay. Yeah. But Metro Detroit.
Yes.
Okay. Gotcha.
And total revenues for Applebee's in their fourth quarter of 2023 were $204.3 million.
Okay.
They did use... The Eatin' Good in the Neighborhood was a slogan they had in the 2000s.
Yes, I remember
and
that.
Then they did a couple different slogans after that, and none of them really stuck, so they ended up going back to Eatin' Good in the Neighborhood. And they did, in 2020, with the pandemic, the next couple of years in an effort to kind of get people coming back to restaurants, they brought their Oreo shake back. And they also used Morgan Wallen to have fancy like Applebee's.
I don't think that was Morgan Wallen.
No, it's not. I don't know why. I just associate Morgan Wallen with bad things.
Is it Jason Aldean?
No.
It's somebody. It's not
Walker Hayes.
Walker Hayes, yeah. I was going to say, it's definitely not Morgan Wallen. I know that.
I just think of Morgan Wallen and I think of bad things.
We did talk about fancy like Applebee's on a previous episode. And,
so yeah, that is a bit of background on Applebee's. Like we've said, we've both been to Applebee's. It was neither of our first times at Applebee's.
Yes. But I'd say I've probably been to Applebee's less than 5 times in my life.
Yeah, I'd probably been somewhere between 5 to 10 times.
Yeah.
We did go right before Christmas.
We did, yes.
So there definitely was a Christmas vibe to it.
Yes, I've got the specifics.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to... Did you want to do a summary first?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so we're going to try for this because we wanted to see how it goes. What did I call it?
A
summary on the spot. On the spot summary?
On the spot
summary. We're going to try this. So instead of writing a summary like we would do for our TV shows and movies where we write our own summaries, we're going to try, Hannah in this case specifically is going to give a summary of our experience on the spot.
Yeah.
On the spot summary.
I have not looked at any of the notes since we've been. It's been a couple days, so we're going to see how this goes.
Good luck.
Here we go. When you're here, you're family. But not when you're eating good in the neighborhood. Because this is Applebee's. We walked in to a mirage of Christmas decoration display. A rather busy weekday night. Weeknight. The drinks were flowing. The bulbs were boozing. The wings were winning. Applebee's is what we expected it was going to be.
Okay.
We walked in. I'm trying a different one.
Oh, you're not done. Okay, so you're starting over. Okay, I see.
Applebee's is what we expected it would be. We walked in. We were seated very quickly. And within 20 minutes of ordering, we had received our multiple courses of food. There were Christmas drinks. There were wings. There was some bourbon. Not Louisiana style. Our waiter was an icon with a sparkly notepad. There was no rat in our Cobb salad. Applebee's.
That's pure Michigan.
That's pure Michigan.
Okay.
Turns out it's hard to come up with a summary.
I thought you were just going to do like a 2-sentence thing.
No.
Then you kept going. But all right, great. Yeah, we're going to get into some more specifics. So I was the note taker. So what we did is we wanted some very specific information from our Applebee's experience. So I took notes.
Yes.
On my phone. And I'll go over some of the notes that we took.
Okay.
So Applebee's. We arrived at Applebee's around 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
On 12/22/2024. So that was a few days ago.
Yes.
A few days before Christmas. We were, as Hannah said, seated right away at a table. We were not at a booth. We were at a table. They said, "Are you okay at a table?" And we said, "Yes." So we got seated at a table. It was moderately busy, as you would expect before the holidays. Not like packed, like to the point that we were able to be seated right away, but definitely a little busy. So Hannah and I took a look at the menu, and we both saw a Merry and Bright Martini. That was a Christmas special martini that came in a Christmas bulb. So you were given a bulb of liquor and you poured it into your martini glass. And we said, you know what? That sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. I'll have that. It was $7. Mm-hmm. Neither one of us were ID'd when we were getting our drink. So that, don't tell anyone.
Nope.
We look too old.
We won't tell the location either.
And, our waiter named Jordan was, Hannah wanted me to note that he was extremely tall.
Yes.
Extremely
very
tall waiter. But very attentive.
Yeah.
He asked us if we wanted to order everything, if we wanted everything to come out at the same time, or if we wanted it to come out like appetizer first and whatnot. And we said we didn't care. So it did all come out at the same time. But so we ordered our food at 7:20.
Yes.
Here's what we ordered. So Hannah and I wanted to try at least one thing that we hadn't had there before, as we had both been to Applebee's somewhat recently within this year.
Yes.
So we collectively ordered chicken wonton tacos, honey barbecue boneless wings, because Applebee's is known for its wings.
Yes.
Or at least we like the wings at Applebee's. And on an entree, we got Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp.
Yes.
Which was supposed to be like a Louisiana, like Cajun style, Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp. Hannah also wanted me to note that there were no free bread or chips for the table.
No.
Because I feel like that's pretty common at this type of style restaurant, is you get like chips and salsa, you get breadsticks, you get biscuits, you get something.
Some sort of freebie.
Some type of bread. None of that.
No.
So we got our drinks. They came out. We also took some photos, so when we do our social media, we'll post things from our different restaurants that we go to. But if we don't post the photo of the drink, it was a syrupy and sweet/tart. It came in a Christmas ornament. Yes. It was red. The drink was good, but it definitely was syrupy.
Yes.
I don't know if you had different thoughts from me.
Well, no. I mean, I've had drinks at Applebee's. I know what you're getting. They're good. They're syrupy.
They're not very alcoholic.
No.
Content is low.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of just, what you're going to get.
Yeah. But yeah, and then the ambiance. So it was pretty casual.
Yeah.
Local. Sorry, my Taco Bell was like, time to come up. There were locals, like Hannah told me it was the locals. There were high school photos from the local high school of like sports and things. Hannah also wanted me to give a direct quote that said, quote, "Feels like you would walk in and see someone you know. Not me, because I didn't grow up here."
Yes.
Do you want to expand on that?
Well, like, when me and Alyssa, our hometown, the place we used to go to was, like, Ramshorn, right?
Oh, yes, Ramshorn.
And I feel like you would go and you would, like, see someone.
Oh, like our church group?
Yeah, like you would just, like, you feel like you were going to run into someone. And I feel like Applebee's, especially this location, feels like that place where you would, like, see someone you knew.
Yeah.
I
think that's fair.
Yeah.
So as we're sitting there, we start to listen to what music's going on, and a lot of it was very, like, early 2000s pop. I then had to make a note because Hilary Duff's Why Not started playing, which I honestly was shocked to have heard in an Applebee's. And can't complain, though. I'm very pleased with the inclusion of Why Not, Lizzie McGuire's title track from that song.
Yes.
Yeah, he's being mischievous. So the music was great. Unexpected. I think somebody millennial age was probably controlling that Spotify and or whatever Pandora playlist going on. So anyway, at 7:39, all of our food arrived together.
Yep.
So that took a total of 19 minutes.
Yeah.
From ordering to all food showing up. Everything came over. So our waiter, Jordan, came and set all the food down. He put the tacos next to Hannah. I went to take my phone out to take a picture of food before we ate it. And by the time I got my phone out, Hannah had knocked 2 of the tacos off of their rack immediately.
Yes, that is correct.
So, yeah, our photo, I didn't even get to take a photo of all the food out without the spillage having occurred.
Yeah.
Did you just catch your elbow in it, or what had happened?
I blacked out.
I had my head down.
I blacked out. I think what happened is that I was trying to move to help him, like, to help the waiter to be able to put more stuff down.
Okay.
And I think in the effort of doing that, I kind of, like, just,
Yeah, you just kind
accidentally brushed the,
just swiped it.
The thing that holds the tacos,
the tray,
and it just kind of tipped. Yeah.
It's fair. Our bourbon chicken was sizzling.
Yes.
There's some mushrooms and some onion in there. It was very sizzly.
Yes.
But yeah, so now we then took samples of all of our food.
Yep.
And now we can talk about that. So the food, which I think is probably arguably the most important part of this, is our opinions and feelings towards the food. So let's start with the wonton tacos.
Yeah, neither one of us have had these.
No.
I've always seen them on the menu, and
yeah,
I always end up getting like the spinach artichoke dip.
Did you just say spinach artichoke dick?
I said dig, and then I stopped.
Dig?
Spinach artichoke dip, or the like mozzarella sticks. I've never gotten the tacos, and we're like, these sound interesting. We want to try new things. I will say, I feel like the flavor was pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good flavor profile. Solid. I really liked the crunchiness of the wonton taco.
The wonton taco, I think, was the shell itself was the best part.
And I think we both described the chicken as, like, when you used to buy a bag of, like, the Tyson microwavable chicken.
Yeah.
Like, to put on, like, Caesar salads. That's what our family did.
Yes.
And it was, like, very, like, chewy, like, fatty.
Yeah.
Just like not great.
It's not the kind of chicken you really want to eat, but it's what you get.
Yeah, and I know the lore of Applebee's is that they microwave everything.
Yeah,
That's what people say.
Yeah.
Which I don't doubt that they do some of that.
Yeah.
Sure. And I think, like, that I was like, okay, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's what our consensus was that it would have been better if it was like long chicken strips or
like a grilled chicken.
Yeah, not like little baby chunks.
But I think overall, like, an interesting flavor profile, kind of like unique compared to the other items.
Like a sweet and sour, savory thing going
on. But the wonton was definitely the shining star.
I agree. All right, so then the other thing I noted was that they didn't fall apart.
No.
Other than the ones you knocked over.
That was user error.
Integrity was
solid.
Yes. Solid integrity.
And also, like, very, like, light.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so then we can move on to the boneless wings. The boneless wings. God damn it. Which, honey barbecue, which I have never, last time I went to Applebee's, I got, hot honey.
Yes.
Wings. But I've had honey barbecue before.
Right.
So, like.
Yeah.
And they were solid.
Yeah,
They're solid wings.
I think Applebee's is surprisingly good wings. Like,
especially boneless, yeah.
Like, I think of wings, I think of, like, Buffalo Wild Wings, I think of, like, Wingstop, Wing Snob, like, all those places.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, Applebee's boneless wings are maybe better than...
They're solid.
Buffalo Wild Wings, which is kind of interesting because they're known for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're solid. I think we kind of agreed they were the best thing of the spread that we got. Good wings. They're, like, nice and, like, breaded, not too... Sometimes boneless wings get, like, kind of dried out or, like, really chewy. Mm-hmm. They were nice and, like, tender, but still had a little bit of that crunch to them. Yeah. We got it, of course, with some ranch and some celery, which I did not partake in the celery.
I ate one stalk of celery just so Hannah wouldn't have to look at 2 pieces of celery.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't mad with paying money to eat those wings.
No. Yeah. Me either. Yeah. No, it was savory. They were flavorful. I mean, I like honey barbecue in general, so I was not going to complain about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid wings.
Solid wings.
That was what I got the last time I went to Applebee's. Yeah. I had wings and spinach artichoke dip.
It's hard. It's hard to say.
And it was, I also thought it was solid then, too.
Yeah.
Now on to our entree.
Yeah.
So, our Bourbon Street chicken and shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Came with mashed potatoes.
Yep.
It came with shrimp, chicken, and there was some, like, mushrooms and onions that were included in it.
On top,
So, do you want to start with the mashed potatoes?
Yeah, they were Redskin mashed potatoes.
The skin was in.
Which, honestly, they were okay.
They're fine.
They're fine. I ate them. We both ate our portion. I've had better mashed potatoes. I've had worse mashed potatoes.
I think that's perfectly fair.
They're fine.
And if someone told me they were microwaved, I'd believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're fine, though. Like,
they're fine mashed potatoes.
And then the chicken, it was basically just like,
It was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, just like a chicken breast. It was fine. Again, fine. I think I compared it to, like, if I went to a family barbecue... Yeah. Grilled chicken, that's what I would have.
The one thing we were saying was that I don't get the vibe of Bourbon Street from the chicken. As someone who's went to Bourbon Street this year, I'm gonna be pretentious. I don't even know if I got chicken while I was in Louisiana. But I wouldn't describe that flavor as, like, Louisiana style, you
right.
know. It was like kind of like a lime chicken almost,
yeah.
like a citrusy kind of chicken.
Yeah.
Lemon lime. But it was fine. It was like not anything better than like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get that again. Like,
no.
we ate it, but I wasn't like, wow, this is the best chicken.
No.
It's amazing. It was just like, oh, it's okay. It's
it wasn't,
chicken.
Yeah, it wasn't anything special.
And then the shrimp, I thought the shrimp was the best.
It was.
It was very well seasoned.
It tasted kind of more like what I imagined they were going for with like the Cajun,
some
like
Bay,
yeah,
a little bit of like definitely very seasoned.
Yeah,
shrimp.
the shrimp was good.
I liked. And then the mushroom and onions were also good.
Yeah,
as well.
I think the reason we ended up picking that item specifically is because that's an item I've seen like advertised on like commercials and stuff, and I've heard about like that sort of dish. And yeah, I think we kind of both were like, yeah, this is an average dish, like nothing special, but not bad. Like neither one of us was like, oh, this is gross.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall like a solid dish. I think we both ranked like the boneless wings first, the wonton taco second, and the bourbon chicken third.
Yes.
But I would say as like a collective, like I've definitely had a lot worse food.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've definitely had a lot better food.
Yeah.
But I think the one thing about Applebee's that I kind of like is like it knows what it is.
Yeah.
Like it's
like,
they have drinks, they have kind of average food.
Yeah.
And like that's people go.
Yeah.
And don't pay an extreme amount of money for that kind of stuff.
I agree.
Which I think is like kind of the draw of Applebee's.
Yeah. It's like you're at least going to get somewhat quality food for like not too expensive. Sit down.
I mean, those wings were like, I'd say above average wings.
Yeah, I think so.
You know? That's the spinach and artichoke dip.
It's pretty good.
I've had that before. It's pretty good. It's enjoyable. But yeah, I think overall I would say like the food was like average to like above average for some of the items.
You keep on hitting
the
table.
Sorry.
Just I kept hearing something. I'm like, what is that? Yeah, I would agree. I think our waiter was great. Yeah. We talked about we might rank our waiters, waitresses.
Jordan was great.
Jordan was
really high bar for the first one.
Had a great sparkling notepad.
Yeah.
Brought Tabasco sauce and somehow brought it to the table. I didn't even see him come to the table.
Very quickly.
It just like appeared and I was like, when did this get here? Solid bar. Yeah, we finished eating around 8:04 p.m.
Yeah,
and then we were out the door by 8:09, so it took 5 minutes.
Pretty much less than like an hour total.
Yeah, we were in and out in about an hour. I don't feel like there was anything eventful that happened at the Applebee's while we were there. Like there was nothing out of the ordinary. No. Neither one of us went to the bathrooms. No. We didn't get a peek at those bathrooms to see how that cleanliness was. Yeah. Nobody said anything outlandish. Nobody was racist. No. Sexist, to my knowledge, at least nearby us.
Yeah. I think overall, I mean, I think if we look at like time spent there, wait time.
Oh yeah, and our price.
Yeah, so our price for 2 people, this is before tip.
Was this before? Oh, it was. Yes. Oh, you know what? I know my full. I know both. I know what I.
So this was So this was for 2 drinks, an appetizer, 2 appetizers technically, and then a main course.
Yes.
Entree.
So our total before tip was $57.32. Okay. With tip $69.
69. So basically 34 after tip, about $34 a person.
Yes. Which, considering we had 2 $7 drinks. Yeah. 1 appetizer, 1 full meal, another kind of appetizer. Yeah. It's honestly seems about right.
No, and I mean that's kind of what you expect, or at least what I expect when I go to a restaurant like that. Yeah. I would say though, kind of like everything we had, like I don't think at any point we were like, oh, we're waiting so long, or like we didn't have to wait. Yeah. Like you said, we finished our food, paid for our meal, and we were out within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, like it was pretty solid. Bless you.
Oh my God.
Bless you.
Yeah.
But as our first restaurant we went to, it was a pretty solid experience.
Yeah,
so I can't complain.
I think this sets a good ber.
It does.
Because I think we're going to find it's going to be easier to rank, because I think the Applebee's experience was pretty, like you said, like average, standard, like nothing crazy. Yeah. Nothing to be like, oh, this was the most amazing meal, but nothing to be like, this was horrible. I think it was just like a very average experience, which I think is going to help us in future places.
Right, to be able to look at above or below.
And kind of have something to compare it to.
And as of now, because we've only done Applebee's, we don't have a concrete list of everywhere that we're going. We have ideas. We have potential places. We have some areas for redemption, restaurants that we've been to that could be redeemed or not, or they could still be as bad as they were the last time we went to.
All right. We are done with Applebee's, and we are moving on to the next restaurant.
All right. We are back with our second restaurant. Now, pretend that it's not March, because we were going to do a different restaurant and we had an issue with coordinating that due to a variety of reasons. And if we end up doing that restaurant down the line, we can explain that story later.
We'll tell the story, yeah.
But we're now at our second restaurant. Hannah, would you like to tell them what our second restaurant is?
Yeah, this restaurant, I believe, was my idea.
Yes.
We wanted to get a good mix of restaurants, and this is a restaurant that neither one of us, it's not like we grew up going to this restaurant.
Right.
I was like, you know what? I hear a lot about P.F. Chang's. I've been to a P.F. Chang's once or twice. And it's like one of those places that you always just see. At least in Michigan, I always drive past a P.F. Chang's. Usually at a mall.
You see those large horses guarding the entrance.
Large horses at the entrance. So yeah, we went to P.F. Chang's.
We did. Yeah. So in my memory, which is pretty good, I don't think I've ever been... I have to rephrase that. I've never eaten inside a P.F. Chang's to my knowledge.
Yes.
I've seen them a lot of them. That's not even a real phrase. I've seen a lot of them. There was one in the Rich Mall near us, and there was one near where our cousins lived. So I feel like I saw those. Yeah. I saw it frequently. It was one of those restaurants you see a lot of. I went into one time because Hannah and I both took a Cuisines of the World class in high school, a cooking class, to count as an art credit because neither one of us are artistically gifted in the drawing creative department. Part of that was we had to create a dish inspired from a certain country's cuisine. So my country was China, and I did fortune cookies, which I'm going to say I am very aware fortune cookies are a very American thing. They're not necessarily from China. They're more derived from Americanized Chinese food. But I added cherry extract and I think almond extract to infuse flavors that are from China. That was my teacher was like, okay, that's fine. But because I didn't know how to make fortune cookies, like the best way to, because you have to fold them while they're hot, I went to P.F. Chang's. My mom took me there so I could ask their chefs what kind of gloves to get or how to get like things to fold fortune cookies. And they were very helpful. They gave me go to the store and get these type of gloves and use a glass to fold fortune cookies around a glass. And I was like, oh, great. Thank you. So shout out to the chefs of P.F. Chang's for their advice for a young culinary mind. And that's maybe one of my two positive notes I'm going to have about this experience.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've been once. I think I went sometime in college. I cannot remember the circumstances. I just remember being and eating at a P.F. Chang's.
Okay.
I also have bought in some of their frozen appetizers in the past.
So that is the other thing. I don't know if I've ever gotten P.F. Chang's frozen meals because I'll get to it in my background notes, but they've been selling those for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And that I'm not sure of. It's possible I've eaten frozen P.F. Chang's, but I can't confirm or deny that.
I think I've bought in like their spring rolls or something when they were on sale.
Maybe spring rolls.
You might have had some like at my apartment because I used to buy
That sounds
them.
like something I would have also bought in at some point. So, but that's not really the same, It's not the same thing.
So definitely not like a place that has a lot of nostalgia.
No, we were growing up. We had one Chinese place we went to. It was our Chinese takeout place and sit down place sometimes, and that was the only place we got Chinese food from ever.
Yeah,
and to this day, I still judge egg rolls of other restaurants dependent on Chang's.
Yeah,
which is ironic because P.F. Chang's it was called Chang's, spelled differently, but delicious.
A lot better food.
Shout out to Chang's. Yeah. Solid cuisine. Could feed a family of 4.
Lots of food for the money.
Yeah. But anyway, let's get into some background about P.F. Chang's, Hannah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I dug in deep. I went to 2 sources. Ooh. I went to the P.F. Chang's website for some information, and I also went to our most trusted source, Wikipedia.
As one does.
So let's dive into it. Okay. So, according to P.F. Chang's website, P.F. Chang's is America's #1 Asian bistro. So, self-proclaimed or truth, I don't know, or people proclaimed, hard to say.
Yeah.
But they are described as an Asian fusion cuisine casual dining chain. So, the first P.F. Chang's opened in 1993 in Scottsdale, Arizona. So that was the first one. Nice. So, for the origin of the name, where does P.F. Chang's come from? So, there's two men. The P.F. is Paul Fleming, is what the P.F. stands for, and Chang's stands for Philip Chang, or I'm probably butchering his name, but it's Chiang, and they simplified his name, I'm sure, for American audiences.
An American version,
Me
yes.
being that person who not sure how to pronounce the name, I get it, but also it feels kind of bad that Paul Fleming gets his full name and Philip Chang doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit of like a,
Yeah.
Okay. I understand, though. In the 90s were a different time.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm just going to call him Philip Chang, and if his name is Chang or pronounced differently, my apologies to the people of America and Asian countries. Sorry. So he grew up helping in a family restaurant, so he had restaurant experience, and then he opened his own restaurant called Mandaret, and it was a modern adaptation of traditional Chinese dishes that he grew up eating and serving at his family's restaurant. So he makes his own restaurant. Then there was a regular patron of this restaurant named Paul Fleming. And he was and I say this in quotes because that's how they phrased it, successful restaurateur.
Okay.
Who loved the food and he proposed, hey, what if we take this idea and we make it into a restaurant? Like getting modernized, simplified Chinese dishes, like Americanized Chinese dishes. And so they shook on it and formed a partnership. And there was P.F. Chang's.
Okay.
So, I had to put this specific thing in quotes because I could not, the researcher in me, I could not figure out a way to rephrase the sentence. So, it's going in direct quotes. This is from Wikipedia. P.F. Chang's, quote, is the first internationally recognized multi-unit Asian culinary brand to honor and celebrate wok cooking as the center of guest experience. Actually, sorry, excuse me. That's not from Wikipedia. That's from their website, P.F. Chang's website.
Okay.
But I could not find a way to phrase that differently. I'm like, that's a very specifically worded sentence. But they're known for their wok cooking, which, as a wok owner, love a good wok. It's a great dish. If you don't own a wok, consider getting one.
Yeah.
I've had mine for... oh boy, almost probably 10 years, and it's held up very nice. It's probably my nicest dish, to be honest. I've had no issues with it at all. So it's initially was primarily based on modernized and more like Americanized Chinese dishes, but it has evolved to involve other dishes from Japan, China, Korea, South Korea, Thailand, other such Asian countries. So it's expanded to be a bit more of like an Asian cuisine as opposed to Chinese cuisine is what it kind of started as. They currently have over 300 locations in 22 countries, one of those countries being China. And the information that I could find about that was very interesting in that they opened a location in Shanghai in 2008. It is marketed as American cuisine, so American food. Because, again, it's Americanized Chinese food marketed to people from China. Mm-hmm. So it became known to people in China. Like, the reason they went to the restaurant is because it was featured in the comedy Big Bang Theory. So it was seen as, like, kind of like a popular, status because of that they wanted to try it. So just a little bit about some of the, like, ownership stuff. So in 2012... at some point, I didn't get the exact year, but they founded a P.F. Chang's China Bistro like company that owned restaurants. So they like were a company in itself of not just like of the restaurant chains and other restaurants. And they were bought by Centerbridge Partners in 2012 for $1.1 billion. So it became a private corporation. or private company. And then they were then acquired by private equity firm Tri-Artisan Capital Advisors in 2019 for $700 million. So that's I don't know if the value dipped between those two sales or like why the value was so much less, but that happened in 2019, so as far as I know, they still own the brand. In 2010, they started selling, as Hannah mentioned, the P.F. Chang's home menu frozen meals. So they started selling those about 15 years ago. Mostly appetizers, but some main dishes as well. 2020 also saw January of 2020 as well. So this is really interesting. 2020 saw the release of P.F. Chang's first to-go only restaurant that opened in Chicago. So they were only doing to-go orders. And because it opened in January of 2020, what a perfect time to only be doing to-go orders for a market of people who weren't allowed to leave their homes. Had to quarantine, So I don't know if that went well for them. They didn't have any other information about it, but I thought that was interesting. They also, in 2015, their Canadian division filed for bankruptcy, so people of Canada did not care for P.F. Chang's.
Didn't like the P.F. Chang's.
I guess not. I didn't say anything about any American businesses or anything like that. 2 final notes. The first one, just because I feel like it's important to specify that in 2020, P.F. Chang's received $5 million in small business loans as part of the coronavirus relief program that was intended for small business owners.
Right.
So a company that had just been sold for $700 million received funds for small businesses. Just like to point that out as an interesting fact. I have no comment on that other than it is a thing that occurred. So, take that information as you will.
Yeah.
So, did you know that P.F. Chang's China Bistro Company was the starter of Payway?
No.
I didn't either until about 2 hours ago. Because P.F. Chang's wanted to create a competition for the fast casual market, so they created Payway in 2000. As of 2017, Payway has separated from that company, so they are now owned by a different company and are not underneath the P.F. Chang's umbrella, but they were started through the P.F. Chang's umbrella, which I thought was surprising because I wouldn't have known that. As someone who enjoyed Payway until it disappeared from the state of Michigan. Which I did look up that they pulled out of a couple states for some reason in like 2016-17, and I was like, I'm pretty sure that's when our Payway closed, was 2016, around there. Their lo mein was amazing. Yeah. They had the thickest lo mein noodles.
Yeah.
It was so good. Chicken lo mein. I even got tofu lo mein there sometimes.
Yeah.
It was always good.
It was good food.
I learned how to use chopsticks real well because of Payway and sushi at the time, but oh my god, it was like the first time I used chopsticks not for sushi, and
we used to go to Payway once in a while.
We'd get it quite a bit. I feel like maybe every 2-3 months.
I vaguely remember going there after.
I go there in high school too
graduation?
With friends.
Not your graduation, but the day at the school where you walk through the.
Oh yeah, the senior walk.
Yeah, I vaguely remember being able to get out of class.
Okay, yeah. You went to Payway.
JT let me get out of class, and then we went to lunch to stuff. And I remember everyone who had siblings was pieced out of class for a bit.
Well, yeah, because they're all right, bye.
And then came back. So I remember coming back for the afternoon, but
yeah,
I vaguely have that memory.
That's funny because I don't remember going to Payway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was for.
I'm sure I really enjoyed Payway, so I feel like that's somewhere we would have gone.
I think because I think mom and dad came, or at least mom came.
No, mom and dad were both there.
Yeah, and I remember we took pictures down in the auditorium after, and then I remember mom just called me out for an hour or whatever, and then we went and got food because it was right by the high school too, and
no, it was over.
Well, I mean, when I say right by, I mean within 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. But yes, it was within a 10-minute drive.
Yeah, because you could just take, the one road down. But anyways, I remember going there and then going back to class. So that's my memory of Payway.
That's a rare time where I don't have that memory that you have.
Yeah.
It's not common,
I don't know.
but I remember that day. I remember doing the walk and the pictures and all that, but I do not recall.
Yeah. I know, usually you're like...
I wonder if you remember that because you specifically got to get out of class.
I think I remember, like,
thing.
Thinking it was cool that I got to just leave to go eat food.
Because it was rare, so I feel like that probably is why it stood out more.
Yeah.
Whereas I was just like, I think I was already done with school anyway.
Right. And I feel like the only time we ever got out of class, like, besides just being sick for the day, was if we had, like, an appointment or something.
Either that, or you and I got to skip class to go watch Mom win an award.
Well, yeah, but, like, it was rare that we just got to, like, get called out and leave to go do something, like, fun. Like, it was usually, like, the orthodontist or like the dentist or something like that, you know?
It was never fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like my memories of
Special
being able to
occasion.
leave for fun reasons are
Special
memorable
occasion.
to me.
That's very fair. But yeah, so that's all the information I have. So one thing, and I don't remember if we did this or not, I don't think so, but we talked about is giving a review given to the specific PF Chang's that we went to.
Yes.
So I have 2 comments on it. I do have one. I saved, I took a photo of the review that I wanted to share. So I looked on Yelp and I also looked on Google. And I have to tell you, Hannah, there's some real discrepancies going on here. And I want to pick your brain. So,
okay.
When I went to Yelp, the rating was 2.9 with 221 reviews. It was a lot of 1-star reviews, like a large amount of 1-star reviews. But when I go to Google, it has 4 stars and 1,422 reviews. Now, so I was looking at newest reviews to kind of look at like what was new, the newest since we visited the restaurant in 2025. On Yelp, there was only 1 review that was in 2025. One singular one. Okay, so on Google, there were, and I'm not joking, 15 5-star reviews in the past 3 days, all talking about one specific person. So I feel like they're inflating their ratings. Yeah. Or their servers are specifically asking people to rate. Because it was very weird. I had to scroll over 3 days until I got to something that wasn't 4 or 5 stars. Right. Like, I was scrolling. It was pretty weird. Like, it seemed really weird, and there wasn't really much, like, most of the reviews didn't talk about the food. Yeah. They just talked about the server, and then, like, that's it.
Yeah.
I'd like to read you a review from Yelp. Okay.
And then once you read those, I have a thought.
Okay. Yes. So this is from Donna S. This was a review from last year, so not this year, but within a few months ago. 1-star review. Literally on my list, ! Husband and I had lunch, PF Chang's in this location that Hannah and I had PF Chang's at, today at 1 p.m. I had the lettuce wraps, Coke, and key lime pie. The taste was off on the wraps. Stated so to Hubs. Stomach rumbling all afternoon. Just had a huge mess in my bathroom.
Oh my god.
Thanks a lot! ! I'm done, all caps, with this location. Second negative experience in a row! ! Then they did a space for a single sentence. You don't want a picture?
Like, why? Why would you ever think to give a picture?
I had to take a picture of that one. I was like, that's everything I wanted from that. This was also another one. So when I finally got to bad reviews on Google, when I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled, this was from a month ago from a reviewer named Charles Hawthorne. Food barely warm. Kung Pao chicken not spicy, mostly salty, no tang to sauce. Fried rice was little more than rice with little bits of veggies. But I wanted to note that because of the food barely warm comment.
Yes.
Because that'll come up again.
Yeah. I just have a quick thing, because one thing I've always noticed when I go, because usually when I look at reviews for a place, I look at Google first, because I'm usually on Google Maps, and then I go and look at another source, whether that be, like, I usually just Google the restaurant, and it be, like, Facebook or, like, whatever comes up.
Yeah, right.
Yelp always has a lower review score than Google.
I feel like Yelp usually is more consistent.
Well, and I think the thing about Yelp is the people who are, like, more critical and legit about food go on Yelp to review it.
I agree, yeah.
Because Yelp, I've never had the desire to go on Yelp to write a review for a food place.
I think I've only written a Yelp review one time ever, and it was for like a specific reason.
Depending on certain things, I will go on Google because it's so quick to just, like, tap a button, right? Yeah. You can just pick a star, and, like, you don't have to submit a bunch of stuff.
Right. You don't even have to write comments. You could just do a star rating.
And a lot of times it just goes through your, like, Google account that you're already logged into. And so I think you tend to get a lot more people on Google who will just, like, quickly click something. Or, like you said, I feel like a lot of times they'll be like, hey, friends, go give us a 5-star review. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Right.
And I think Yelp tends to be more of, like, what you get, like, the food critics, the people who are going to sit there and, like, give more of details and be more critical of a place.
I would agree with that, yeah.
I get the discrepancy between the two because I've noticed that a lot with places. You'll see, like, a star to a half-star to 2-star difference.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where that comes from.
Yeah. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
Be more inclined to agree with Yelp.
I would, too.
So, again, we are doing an on-the-spot summary of our experience at P.F. Chang's. I did Applebee's. Yes. Alyssa is going to take this one.
Yes, because we forgot that we had done summaries last time.
Yeah, but I think we should just do on-the-spot ones going forward.
Okay. Wait time, 10 minutes. Dimly lit, empty room. Served next to a computer. Drinks delayed. Appetizers cold. Salt in the air. Meat chewy. Questioning the integrity of the plates. Frowning at the bill. Exit dissatisfied. That's my summary.
Yeah, I mean, good summary. Yeah, I mean, let me just give some background.
Yeah, so Hannah took notes.
Yeah.
Of our restaurant experience.
Yeah. So we got there at 12:45.
We did a lunch. So yes. Applebee's we had done a dinner. Yep. P.F. Chang's we did as a lunch.
And this was on March 2nd of this year. Like Alyssa mentioned, there's an extravagant entrance with giant horses. We walked in. It was very empty. We were told a 15 to 25 minute wait.
It was, I want to say, 15% full.
Yeah.
Like, it was not even, like, fourth of the way full.
So we had to assume that because it was, like, a lunchtime, they didn't have, like, full staff.
I would have to, like, the bar was barely, there was, like,
or
no one at the bar.
Or maybe they were, like, understaffed that day. I don't know.
I have no idea. It just, and there was a table near us, Hannah, that had dirty plates on it the entire time we were there. Like, they just started picking up the plates, like, when we were about to leave. And I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So, we were told a 15 and 25 minute wait. We only waited 13 minutes, so under the wait time.
Yeah.
Our server's name was Caje, C-A-J-E. Not sure how that's pronounced.
Kaj? Maybe. But they did not give us a name.
No, we got it from the receipt.
Yeah, I had to look at the receipt. They kind of just walked up and they were like, hello. And I was like, oh, okay, no name.
Again, a very tall waitress. We had a very tall waiter at Applebee's.
Very tall waitress. Like, looked very much like Hannah mentioned Rue from Euphoria.
So Zendaya.
Zendaya. I also was like, this looks like Zendaya.
Also acted like Rue. Had the vibe of Rue from Euphoria. Very nice.
Yes. Yeah. Oh,
very nice waitress.
I will say, the one consistent thing is we've had great people waiting on us. Like, there's been no... I rarely take issue with somebody waiting on me at a restaurant because I don't have... Like, I don't give a shit. Like, I just want to eat food. As long as it's not an hour late and it's not, like, something wrong with it. And they're not bloody.
A lot of times, like, they have no control over, like, how quickly your food comes out because that's a kitchen. They also, like, don't have control over how the food... You know what I mean? They're not responsible for, like, the...
I guess the way I'd put it is there's very rarely a time where I won't tip 20% to someone who's waiting on me.
Yeah.
Because I think they get a lot of shit, I'm sure, you know. And there's also a lot of people who just don't tip in general. Like, they don't even tip at all.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But yeah, so anyways, we looked at the menu. There was no specials at the time except for they had like a fried chicken.
It had ended.
Oh yeah, it had ended, right.
So there was a like Korean fried chicken champagne pairing that had ended at the end of February, and there were no other specials.
Right.
Like, there's nothing that was like a special at the time because we wanted, like, our idea was as we go, we try to get at least one thing that's like a special.
Right.
At Applebee's, the drinks were special.
The holiday
holiday
drinks,
came in a little ornament. We were like, well, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, so we initially ordered a couple appetizers. We ordered...
Oh, we drank drinks first, though,
Oh, yeah, we ordered drinks.
Drinks.
I got some sort of, like, lemon apple-flavored drink. I can't remember what it was. I think Alyssa got, like, a sangria. Yeah, so we did order the drinks first.
Did you get the Asian pear mojito?
Yes, I did. Yes, yeah. Asian pear mojito, which was very, very nice. Good taste.
Yeah, you got that, and then I got the Red Crane sangria. Which, I will say, drinks were good.
Yeah, drinks were good.
Drinks
we did order those first. Drinks did not come out for a while. I will get to that.
No.
We ordered the drinks. Waitress came back. We ordered the chicken lettuce wraps because consistently when I looked up kind of what the most popular appetizers were at PF Chang's, or even just things in general, the chicken lettuce wraps came up, and I know they are because I've made their copycat recipe a ton of times.
Yes, I have had those before, yes.
Yeah, and then a lot of people had mentioned the crispy green beans, so we said, let's try them.
We did. We got those crispy green beans.
Yeah, so the sides came out very quickly. Within a few minutes, I believe it was within 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah, and to mention, the drinks still had not come at this point.
No. I think we gotta let me check on those drinks.
Yeah, she said I will check on the drinks. Again, not her fault. Alyssa made a comment about the chicken lettuce wraps. How do we feel about the filling being barely warm? Which is true.
So I know, like, sometimes lettuce wraps are served like cold, right?
Yes.
Like a spring roll, like the almost like the rice paper rolls. Those are usually served cold, but it wasn't cold. It just was like barely warm.
It was like lukewarm.
Lukewarm. So I was like, do we think these have been sitting? Which was my first thought, but then what we learned is that all of food was pretty much cold.
I did wonder about the lettuce wraps, though, because when I make them at home, if I eat them right away, it gets really hot and, like, sometimes not burns through the lettuce, but, like, makes the lettuce just fall apart.
Wilty, yeah. So I imagine that could be part of it.
So drinks still hadn't come.
Yeah.
But the crispy green beans were pretty good.
I would agree.
Yeah.
They were warm-ish. They had good flavor.
They had good flavor. The one thing that I mentioned to Alyssa that I really like is sometimes when you get, like, tempura-style vegetables, it's just all fried. It feels very, full. They were, like, just the right amount where they had that crisp, they had that tempura, but they were still light. It still felt like I was eating a vegetable.
I mentioned that it was nice that you could still taste green bean, and it wasn't like sometimes, when you get I mentioned you like fried pickles, like sometimes if you get a really fried pickle, it just tastes like fried food and it doesn't really taste like anything else.
Yeah.
Whereas like you were right, it's just like a light amount of like battering, so it still tastes like a green bean, just a little crispy. Yeah. So they were solid, and the chicken wraps were not. I guess I want to clarify that they weren't bad.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the chicken wraps, and we did get more lettuce.
Yeah. So we had finished the lettuce. We still had some filling. Our waitress came by and said, "Would you like some more lettuce?" And we said, "Sure."
Sure. Yeah.
So that's nice that they offer more lettuce.
Yeah. They brought us more lettuce for the wraps. So I would say the appetizers collectively were solid.
Yeah, I think they were solid. Yeah. Our drinks did come.
Yes.
Close to when we were probably halfway, 3/4 of the way into those appetizers.
I would say that sounds about right.
And then during that time, we had ordered the Mongolian beef, which was brought up a lot, again, in comments about popular things that people get at PF Chang's.
And we had decided to just get one meal.
Yes.
Because we thought if we got two, we would not be able to eat everything.
Also, the price was quite higher than what we would spend it normally, like at Applebee's.
Right. And the price. That was combined together, and I think that was the right choice due to the meal.
So the first food, which was our appetizers, I did make a note that they came within, I said, 15 minutes of sitting down.
Okay.
Which we did take some time to look at the menu, order drinks. So probably 5 minutes for them to come out of the kitchen. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we were offered more lettuce for the wraps. We both noted that we really liked the green beans. Mm-hmm. And then our Mongolian beef came out quick as well.
It did come out really quick.
Within, I would say, 8 to 10 minutes of ordering it.
And the rice was steaming.
Yes, the rice was steaming.
We could see
the steam.
We saw the steam coming up.
Yes. And how
quick do you think it took for it to be cold.
We poured the rice on our plates. We put the mangling beef on top. By the time I took my like first bite, it was already really cooled down.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's because they had black. I don't know what kind of material, like ceramic-y plates.
It wasn't. It was almost. I think they're plastic.
Yeah.
Like they're like that weird ceramic plastic where it's like not quite like a glass ceramic plate, but it's not quite like full plastic because they did shatter some stuff at a different table.
And everything came on these plates.
Yeah.
And we don't know if because of like the color black and because of the whatever it's made of, it just doesn't hold any heat.
I don't think it's the color. I think it's the material.
Yeah.
I think the material that it just like doesn't conduct or like transfer heat.
Yeah.
So it just like basically goes cold really quickly.
Because the Mongolian beef came out, again, we could see the rice was steaming. And it was just like everything was just like a normal temperature. Like nothing was like warm.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Like we kept commenting on the temperature because I was like, usually when you get a dish, like it comes hot and then it stays warm for a while. Like not like usually, you know, it starts to cool off while you're eating it, but it stays like warm. Like these were... Like, it was like, not even warm. Like, I wouldn't even describe it as, like, being warmed. It would be as if I, like, took a dish out of my fridge and left it out on the counter for 30 minutes. That's, like, how I would describe the temperature of the beef. And on top of that, the beef was also not very good.
No, it was... it tasted like I bought it in the freezer section.
Yeah, it was, like, really tough, like, chewy... pieces, and I told Hannah the first bit I got, I didn't get any sauce, and it was like there was no flavor, and I was like, this is bad for the amount we paid for it.
Yes,
not worth it.
I wouldn't have been upset if it was like a normal price, like what you'd pay at like a Chinese restaurant, which is usually not that expensive, and I'd be like, yeah, you know what, this is fine, this suffices.
Right. I don't know if some of it's because I don't really eat a lot of beef. Like, maybe that's a me problem.
And I don't know, I've gotten back into getting, like, beef and broccoli at places, and I feel like it's a lot better than that usually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from the time we got there, the time we sat to the time we left, it was about 55 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes total with the wait.
Yeah.
We were given extra fortune cookies.
We were. We also didn't talk about the ambiance of the restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, once we actually sat down. It was really dark. Like,
really
there
dark.
Was no lighting.
Yeah.
They also everybody was extremely spaced out. And I don't know if it's that so different wait staff could have different people. But also, I'm like, why couldn't you just put everybody in the same section?
Right.
You know, as opposed to having, like, the closest person to us was, like, 4 or 5 tables down. Like, all the way down a booth.
The one nice thing is that we got a huge booth, like a wraparound booth, which meant we have a lot of table space. Because sometimes when you go with 2 people, they give you a tiny table.
Right.
And if you're trying to, like, share dishes, it can make it kind of difficult. Hard. So we did get a good
They also had, like, really, really extremely quiet music playing.
Yeah.
Like, it was really low. I could, like, barely hear it.
Right.
So it was a bit odd, I would say.
It was. I do want to bring up the price.
Yes.
So we got 2 drinks. We each got an alcoholic drink. We got 2 appetizers and 1 entree.
Yeah.
The total after the tax and all that, the tip, we paid $101.
Uh-huh.
For 2 people. So about $50 a person.
For lunch.
For not even a full entree.
Yep.
Normally I would be okay with paying that amount of money
for a good meal.
For a meal that, like, I felt, like, matched that level. Because we've gone to places where, like, we'll gladly pay that money.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Seafood, like a good seafood dish, I'll shell out big bucks.
Like, when we went to Montreal, we went to this one restaurant where we probably...
Oh, my God. We probably lobster mac and cheese?
Similar amount or maybe a little bit more. Granted, it was in Canada, so there might be a little bit of difference in price. But, like, I would have gladly paid that amount of money because of, like, the quality.
We each had a drink, and then we split. We got oysters, lobster mac and cheese.
We each got an entree, so we split two.
And we got something else. Scallops was like a scallop
some sort of scallop.
And it was delicious.
It was very good.
And we had leftovers. We took some of the mac and cheese back with us.
Right. So I just think this is definitely going to be probably our most expensive mid-tier restaurant.
I hope so.
Yeah. Which we knew going into it that big chains is known for being a bit more pricey.
Yeah.
I think at Applebee's we spent about...
It was like $50.
Half
total.
that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
half
bit.
That.
Yeah. And I would say the the experience / the food at Applebee's was more enjoyable.
I would agree. Yeah.
I would say that this is going to have a hard time being not in the bottom half of this list. Granted, things could go very wrong.
They could. That's true. I would say having this been the first time I've been to the restaurant, I'm not inclined... I do not feel any inclination to ever return to a P.F. Chang's.
I would agree.
Here's my suggestion. Because while we were waiting, I was looking at the signs, and they offer a happy hour at P.F. Chang's at the bar. You have to sit at the bar.
Right.
You can't be at a table, but they offer like deals on appetizers and drinks.
Yeah.
If you're ever going to go to P.F. Chang's,
go then.
Go to happy hour, get the green beans, get a cocktail, and get a discount on that specifically.
Yeah. I do think the drinks and the appetizers were the best part by far.
I would agree.
I would eat those
the
green beans
cocktail
again.
Was, what, $14?
Yeah, $13-14, which, you know, for nowadays at a restaurant, like, that's not unheard of.
It's not unheard of, but it's also, like...
I think the drinks at Applebee's were, like, maybe $8.
They were, like, $8,
bucks, and they were...
And it came in an ornament.
I know, it was more of a fun experience.
We put it in a martini glass. We got to pour it out of an ornament into a martini glass.
I just think that for the... experience, I would say our waitress was very nice.
Yes.
No issues with that part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind, like, a wait time, but also it was kind of weird because it was just, like, an empty restaurant.
It was weird because it was lunch.
Right.
And also because it was extremely empty. So it felt weird to wait to be served at a restaurant that was, like, not even 1/4 of the way full.
Right. And every single person that came in, like, before and after us also waited.
Yeah, everybody
because I could see the entrance, and so every person that came in was, like, told to wait.
It just felt really weird. Like, the ambience was really weird. The environment was really weird. The food was not worth the price. You are better off. Like, I couldn't even recommend this, like, a sit down.
No.
I would never recommend anybody pay the money for this food. Yep. If I would say Payway, I would pay for Payway. If they still were around, I'd go there.
You know, I would recommend find your local, like, Chinese or Korean or Japanese restaurant.
Yeah.
And
a local place is always going to be better.
It's going to be cheaper.
If you're gonna do chain, Panda Express, I'd rather eat Panda Express over this.
It's cheaper,
or Payway.
And it's kind of crazy that I would recommend Panda Express.
Panda Express's orange chicken hits. The last time I had Panda Express was 2023, and it was good. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I had a happy time.
Yeah.
Sat well with me. I didn't feel sick.
No, I will say neither one of us, as far as I know, got, like, sick from P.F. Chang's.
No. I did not ship
not experience what the woman, Donna, whatever her name was, experienced.
I did not destroy my bathroom after eating P.F. Chang's. I felt fine, but I did not eat that lunch and go, wow, that was good. Yeah. It was like, okay. I just spent $100 on that.
We also had some leftover Mongolian beef, and neither one of us wanted to take it, which I seldom leave a restaurant without taking my leftovers.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that's one of the best parts of a eating experience is getting to eat leftovers.
If I end up, sometimes I purposely get less food because I know, like, as me, I would rather eat 6 small meals than 1 large meal. Yeah. So sometimes I purposely get less food if I don't want leftovers, or I get something knowing I will take half of it back with me. Some restaurants I want to do that because I want to eat the meal twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this may be, as our second restaurant, the worst experience we have.
Yeah. I would have a hard time finding a place that I would deem, like...
Unless there's one restaurant we're hoping can get redemption. Yes. That we're going to go to.
Which, it sounds weird to say, but I have higher hopes.
I do too. I really hope P.F. Chang's is our worst experience.
I would hope so too.
Because here's the thing. P.F. Chang's describing themselves as a casual dining chain, casually spending $100 on your lunch feels a little... And we got 1 meal.
Right.
We got one dish.
If you had gone as, like we have a family of 5, so if we had gone as a family of 5, I could see why we wouldn't have gone when we were younger, because it would have been... You're looking at, like...
Even with that, like, let's say nobody, like, neither of our parents got an alcohol drink, right? Which, you know, generally when we went to places for dinner, they didn't, unless it was, like, a brewery or, like, somewhere with, like, specifically that had wine or beer, right? That's, like, probably, I would have to imagine, at least $150 to $200 meal.
For sure.
For P.F. Chang's? I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth the money.
No.
I've definitely had a lot better of everything. Like, I've had better appetizers, I've had better drinks, I've had better food. So it's really not, to me, an experience or a place I would go back to for the money.
The price, especially now, not worth it.
I also don't think, it's not like you're getting an absurd amount of food for the money. Because I think sometimes if it's like, you're going to pay more money, but you're going to have leftovers for days, I'm like, the math makes sense because I could eat this for like 2 days. Like, it's like extra meals, basically. This was like, no, granted we split it, but even so, it wasn't a ton of food. Yeah, I just think overall, I would say probably don't go there.
I give it 2 thumbs down.
Yeah.
If anyone out there is listening to this and has input, like if you're a fan of P.F. Chang's or like have thoughts about it, this is a restaurant I'd really like to hear input on. Because, like, both of us, we didn't go to it growing up. Hannah had been to it twice, maybe, total. Yeah. And I've never been, so I can't, like, none of us can speak on, like, if the quality's declined.
Right.
Like,
or if it was just, like, a day where
better,
we got, like, but seeing comments about other people saying, like, the food temperatures.
Right. And people getting sick. Right. And I just feel like it could just be that restaurant, but I don't know if it's just P.F. Chang's in general. But I'd love to hear more about that, because, like, I feel like every Applebee's I've been to, it's been the same experience.
Right. It's consistent,
It's consistently, like, about where I would expect it to be.
It's, like, average, but that's what you want.
But that's sometimes, like, if you're doing casual, you don't want it. You're not expecting excellence. Right. Whereas, like, if I'm spending that much money, I'm expecting it to be gourmet. Yeah. Like, I'm feasting.
Yeah, for sure.
What's that one guy who did Iron Chef?
Oh, Chef Morimoto.
Yeah. I'm expecting a Morimoto dish.
Yeah, I would agree.
You know, like his apprentice is making me this dish.
Agreed.
Which is not what happened.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's P.F. Chang's. Yeah. Oh, our fortunes.
Oh, yes.
So, we were given multiple fortune cookies.
We were each given 2.
We were each given 2 fortune cookies.
And Alyssa said, oh, we should keep these and read the fortunes on the podcast. And then when we go on today to start this podcast, Alyssa said, do you have your fortune? And I said, where are my fortunes? Alyssa said, I just saw them in your car on Monday.
I said I saw one of your fortune cookies in your car a couple days ago.
And then I remembered that I accidentally crushed both of them. And then I was like, I'm not going to eat these. I'll throw them away. Forgetting that we were supposed to do our fortunes. Luckily, Alyssa had 2. So she graciously shared one of my fortunes.
Hannah has her fortune, and I have my fortune. Yes. Hannah, would you like to share your fortune that you got for your fortune cookie?
My fortune.
And also, I just love to note that they didn't have any lucky numbers, which a thumbs down, because I love getting the lucky numbers just so I can feel good. That I'm like, oh, there's one of my numbers. Just feels right, you know? Or learn a word.
Yes.
Sorry, I cut you off 3 times.
Go ahead. Fortune is a friend will come through for you at just the right time. So, we'll see.
We'll see. My fortune is a thrilling new experience is at your fingertips. So, we'll see.
Interesting.
See if something's on those fingertips. I hope it's money.
Yeah, I would hope so too.
Hope it involves money.
And then you'll be the friend that comes through for me at the right time.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's connected because those are both my fortunes.
Be all connected to each other.
Who knows?
Yeah. But
we'll be back with another restaurant soon. And hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah.
See you next time.
That's fine. It's cool. It's a good and I don't remember the words. Another affair. That's cool. We would like to thank Joseph McDade for our intro music. He provides free music available for all kinds of creative use. The song that we used is called Sunrise Expedition, and you can find it and his other music on his website, josephmcdade.com. If you would like to reach us, you can email us at r3podcasts@gmail.com. That's R, the number 3, podcasts@gmail.com. Or you can find us on Instagram by searching Research Rank Repeat.